Hey everyone, it's A John. I cover Dogecoin specifically, and I cover up the other cryptocurrencies as well. Okay, today is March 9, 2021, and in this video here, we are gonna cover the technical analysis, aka the sticks. So let's get to it. All right. So yesterday we had a very big day with Dogecoin here. As you can tell, we hit about let's see, we hit about six. I'm sorry, we hit about 633 at the highest today here. I mean, yesterday was a big mover here, and it started around Sunday. So I suspect that it had something to do with the news, from Dogecoin, NASCAR 2.0, Mark Cuban throwing out his Dallas Maverick news. I feel like these news had some time to kind of brew, and it kind of popped off based on that. I mean, obviously it can be proven, but as always, you take things with what you see here, and I didn't see any of the news that come out, so I don't see why it would pop that far and that high and that fast right here, right? So you basically made about 20% yesterday, assuming you sold if you did do a day trade here. So let's go ahead and start the daily here because that's what I like to start with, and let's check it out today. So today we're having a little pullback here, which makes sense to me. This is actually to me perfectly natural, and you actually want to pull back actually, because you literally made a 20% gain yesterday. And what do you guys think that it's gonna go on like 20% every single day? I mean, it'd be great if it did, but that isn't healthy though, right? You want pullbacks, so people can so people actually want to trade this and create liquidity in the market, right? So we have volatility. Volatility attracts people, and people get attracted means more news for Dogecoin and more action to it though, right? So that's kind of what you want here. I mean, yeah, as an investor, you just want to see it go every day 20%, 100%, and make your dollar right away right here, right? But in the trading world, it works a little slower, and there's money to be made both on a bull side and a bear side, okay? And that's kind of why you gotta know both in order to make money here. But anyway, so let's see here. So I did mention for the past week or two now that we would see something like this for the most part here, and we are seeing it, which is good. So we're seeing a giant valley here in a cup, and now we are starting to trend up, okay? And to prove that, yesterday's volume on March 7, right? We have about 361.844 million volume. That is a significant amount from like 72, from like 151, 82, 90. So basically, the daily average, I would say, just being simple, is 100 mil over here, right? And yesterday we had 3.6. So we actually went 3.6 more above the typical volume here. So to me, this is a good sign here. To me, this is what you would call a buy signal. This is aka a new trend should be forming around this, because lots of people yesterday bought around 6 cents because they got FOMO and now they're stuck right here, right? So I mean, it's an unfortunate fact of life here. Some people just buy at the top, because they see green and they don't watch my videos, and then you know what? I'm gonna buy it because green today's gonna go up to the moon, right? So as I always say, when you buy green, you want to sell green. What that really means is what that really means is what that really means is you're buying high and you want to sell higher. That's what you call chasing the trade here. Okay, I don't advocate that. I advocate you buy red, you sell green. What that means is you buy a dip and you sell on a pop. That's what I advocate, and that's what I'm all about here. And as an investor, I just buy dips all the time. I always buy dips. And as always, I always buy small amount of dips. Well, I buy a small amount per dip. So what that means is say I have 100% revenue here, right? And each dip I say I put only 1% for each buy. So I have 100 buys literally, or even go lesser, right? Maybe only 0.5% or 1% here, right? Because you want to average it out over time if you're investing like me, right? I don't really don't care about the volatility here. I just want to buy dips, and eventually it's gonna go to the moon here. And when that happens, I will have a pretty good average. I mean it's very simple. If you only buy red and and it goes green, I mean it's almost guaranteed you're gonna make money here. It's very simple. It's very pragmatic, and anyone can do it. I work a day job, and if you're watching this video, you possibly work a day job as well. So unless you were like in your college days, like I was back then, I would just day trade the poo out of this. You know what I mean? But obviously, I'm an adult now, so I don't have that time anymore. So, um, and I find this way to be a lot easier and less stressful for me on my brain and everything. On the mental psyche, they would say. So and you sleep better too. Anyways, so let's go ahead and enough of that right there. Let's go back to the sticks here. I just like to go over my mentality of how I like to trade, and so you can so when you watch these technical analysis videos that I put out with these sticks here, you understand where I'm coming from. But I do give the perspective of the bear, the short, and the bull, the long, and the day trader. I give all perspective because it's very important to know all of them. Because if you don't know all of them, then how are you going to trade this, right? If you only do bull, that means you only know 1/3 of the information. You're missing the other 2/3 right here, right? Sorry, I didn't mean to flip you guys off. Sorry about that. Um, so let's get back to the sticks now, okay? So let's see the MACD here. So as you can see, the MACD was kind of trending up for the past few days for the most part. And I did mention on Sunday, I think, or I forget exactly when, but on Saturday or Sunday, the MACD was doing this, and then Monday it did this, and today it's doing this. So basically, it went from a downward trajectory to a flat trajectory, from a downward trajectory to a flat trajectory, and now we're doing a curling up trajectory. And this is setting up for a new bullish trade here. I mean, yes, today it's red, but you gotta bear in mind that you are still up literally about 10% or 12% in this case here. Because say we're at 5 cents yesterday and now we're at what, 5.6. That's about 12%, right? Roughly from the 20% high. So I mean, I wouldn't necessarily take that as a negative here. A pullback is perfectly healthy and it's kind of what you want in a typical market. You know, if it only goes up every single day, then you have a buying frenzy. That's a FOMO. Very hard to trade it. Very hard to buy dips. So it's kind of like, what do I do right here, right? So you just gotta just hold and wait for the most part, wait for the next dip. I mean, either which way, it's very entertaining to watch, you know. But anyway, so the MACD now, as you can see in my when I kind of blow it up here, you can see that it's literally starting to. Oops, let me get rid of that. You can see that it's starting to trickle up here, right? But you see from this bar here to here, you're seeing a huge change, right? So, you know, we were at negative 0.001. Now we're at negative 0.0001. Now we're at 0.000. So now we are resetting, as I mentioned for the past few weeks already, that we want to see this for the most part. And I've been drawing it for the past few other videos as well. The same idea here. We want to see something like this, you know? But, and the reason why this is important, and the reason why I bring it up is because you want to reset in bullish territory. If you reset in bullish territory, like this, and it goes up, and that's kind of in this sort of fashion here. Obviously, when I drew here, it's like 44 days. I mean, it could take however long I want to take here, but the longer it takes, it's fine, you know, because that just means that you're having more time to buy it, you know. So when people buy every single day, right, they're less likely to just sell off right away, right? In that sense here, once you have enough buying pressure, it's gonna pop off, regardless of news or not. It is the nature of things, right? Because everyone starts selling over this time period because they're bored of it, and it's only going up slowly but surely, kind of making little staircases here. You're building a very strong foundation here, so it's very hard to break it off real quick, you know. So either which way is good, you know. There is no wrong or right way here. There's many ways to there are many ways to arrive at the same place, you know, or at the same end goal here. This is one of many here. So as I mentioned, if this happens here the way I suspect it will, based on the news and all that kind of jazz here, I suspect that in the near future we will break the 8 cent barrier. But first we gotta break the 6 cents barrier. I mean, we did break it yesterday, but we got knocked back down real quick here, right? So we gotta make sure you break it with some authority, you know. Yesterday it broke it off and it sold off real quick. So I mean, all right, that's cool, you know, that's good progress. And we just gotta get up and do it again, like my boy Nipsey Hussle says, grinding on my life. You gotta keep grinding, right? You keep grinding. You get there eventually, okay? This is no different, even though it's trading. Actually, even more so in trading. It's a very big grind. But anyway, so you see here that the MACD, the blue line here, right? It's making a sharp velocity change here. It's sharp. It went from a curl to a sharp angle now, and that's in the proof by the volume here. We saw 3.6 times more volume traded on a day than usual. So that's kind of why you see this sharp movement here. It's reflected in the technicals. So this to me tells me that, you know what, people are ready to start buying higher as well. I mean, obviously, if you're watching my videos here, you want to buy dips, so you can average low, and when it goes up, you make more money, more money off it, right? But obviously, it takes time, and as you can see here as well, that on a daily 50 MA over 200 MA here, we are still in a golden cross for the most part here, so we're still very bullish here, and we haven't touched it. And you can see today increase from 444 to 454, so it's increasing. So that means it's pushing up our value as well. So we're reaching it sooner rather than later here. So that being said, here we can see that I put this right here at 631, my current resistance. I put a few days ago, and it clearly hit that and hit it right away. Because the thing is, like, when you're trading right here, right? People have a lot of I guess I call it like muscle memory. There's like trading memory here. People remember, oh, I just priced last time, it sold off, real quick. So I better sell here too, right? But eventually, these resistance become support, or the resistance stay resistance. Okay. So I think I rambled here long enough here. Let me go to the forward chart and kind of zoom in real quick and show you guys what I'm talking about here. All right. So in the forward chart here, well, it's not. I mean, obviously, when I drew a line, it's not 100% accurate. It is for like illustration purposes to give you a rough idea. So we can see here that it's a very strong resistance here at a 6.3 level here. It's been going on for like what, since February 14th. So that's like what, maybe like 3 weeks now, maybe 4 weeks. Let's see. I don't know. Let's see, from here to here, 22 days. Okay, about 3 weeks. 3 weeks and 1 day or something like that. So again, this trading range here has been around for a while already, so people are used to it here, But the fact that we hit it, this time, with a longer base period of accumulation here, okay, yeah, we hit it, and we're going back down and going back down now. But you look closely here, this looks like to me, I mean, this looks like a temporary bull flag here. See, imagine right here, this is kind of like your temporary bull puller here, right, from yesterday. This giant like big buy here, right? It just went green the whole day, and then right here, this is the flag. So this is kind of like your bull flag here. So that's kind of what I mean. Like when you get a pullback, you actually want a pullback. That's very healthy. Now, if it just goes like all the way back down here, I mean, if it goes all the way back down, to say all the way down, it's like right here, back to where it started, then yeah, it's not really a bull flag. That's a cause for concern. That just tells me that this buy and sell is very weak. There isn't any real strength behind it. But currently speaking, the way I see it currently, it looks fine as is, and I'm not worried at all. I think it's great. But again, as always, with technical analysis, it's more of an art than a science here, and you gotta watch it because these sticks, they evolve every single day. So you gotta keep on top of it if you're really trading this kind of stuff. So let's go to a 15-minute chart real quick here to see more details. All right. So you see, yesterday I drew this upward support here, and it followed for the most part here. And I mentioned you should probably buy around here, if you're day trading it, and then sell the top right here. But apparently it broke out. So I mean, but of course, if it breaks out with a strong volume here, as you can see, then you would just sell at the next resistance, right? You kind of ride it out, If it broke out with typical volume here, you may just want to sell just to get out because there isn't as much strength behind it. But yeah, so now you can see we're trending down here. So currently we're trending down. We're not necessarily making we're making lower lows as well, which is fine because there's a pullback here, right? But you don't want to see a pullback to the point where it goes back to the beginning of time here. You don't want to see that though. So that being said here, the current trade today is look for a dip and buy a little bit if you're into it, you know what I mean? Or you could wait for a dip further. I mean, it could, but you kind of don't want it to dip further because if it does, then it kind of destroys your bull flag, and you don't want that. You want to see it continue out and break out more as a bull. I mean, I'm a bull personally speaking, so. And I forgot to say this before. As always, if you watch my videos, consider giving me, you find value in this. It takes me time to do this kind of stuff here. It really helps me out. You give a subscribe, a like, and a comment below what you think about my technical analysis and how I trade. Give me a comment below about anything. I'll do my best to answer and take care of you guys. And as always, I'll catch you on next one. It's A John. I'm out.